yeah, that's not a very, it's not a very meaningful
Yeah,
statement.
what
When you just
fucking
say
ever.
something like, "I'm surprised," when we don't even know who the fuck you are. I mean, it's not like saying Albert Einstein is surprised. That might mean something. But Squeezer Deezer, who the fuck cares? He's surprised. Well, nobody's gonna care, but you don't have any credibility yet. So that doesn't mean anything. It's a completely meaningless argument. I'm surprised. Who cares whether you're surprised? But go ahead, Lefty.
Yeah, hands
I'm
help
after
too.
Lefty.
Um, just a couple of things. I think you're right, Gary, in terms of the complexity of this equation. But just to flip it the other way, and I don't think a woman's empowerment argument holds when you look at the realities of prostitution. But if just to flip it the other way a little bit, if you're quantifying the happiness versus the suffering, or the benefits versus the consequences, there are people that maybe be unable to find sexual partners, and as a result of prostitution can have that experience. So there's going to be some benefit to prostitution for people to have. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I killed him.
Um,
Abba,
Sorry. Yeah,
take the doc.
it's just lag. No, Abba, go away. Go ahead
Oh,
and
God
finish,
damn
Lefty.
it, go on.
Shut up, old hacks. Lefty's talking. God damn it.
so how do you respond to that? That people would have sexual experiences and sexual partners that they otherwise couldn't have, not just from a choice
Yeah, well,
perspective,
like I said,
but from a
I'm not against people making relationship choices. Okay.
Star is born.
Shut up. Expanded relationship choices. I even said it in my video. I used the word surrogate. It might not be the perfect word, but yeah, it should be treated as a therapy, as I mean, certainly regulate all that kind of stuff. But we got to take some of this extreme money out of it, and like with sports, we got to stop the athletes from playing each other. Selling the enhancements. Yeah, I'll fuck you with a telephone pole. Plus, I'll blah blah. You know what I mean? I mean, and it has to be.
Two girls, one
Let's
cup.
get real too here. Let's just realize too who's the number one, the primary candidates for this. Having to resort to prostitution. I mean, as a from the client side.
The
Okay,
unlucky
it's
ones.
men who do have herpes. It's men who do have some sort of venereal disease. So I mean, this is it's not just making sure the hookers are clean. There's a real John problem here. And when you start having married men,
Inherently.
oh man, I saw the coupon in the goddamn magazine. There was a coupon, 20% off, on your first hookeria. And so, I mean, this is not fucking simple.
I completely agree. And if you flip it I think about the other way. If you ever had substantial regulation and even some tax for the social costs and the social problems that are involved and the risk that we're giving to legalize, some prostitution is choose because it's cheap, because it's $20 or $50. Anything that's legal is not going to cost that. It's going to cost more. For all the health
Yeah,
requirements,
it's going to be another rich man, poor man world again. It's great. The rich man will be able to buy himself a quality prostitute. The poor man will be buying the 11-year-old girl on the goddamn street. It's going to be the same kind of bullshit. What's going to be, we're not going to do it fucking right. And unless we are going to do it fucking right, I don't know. There might be no point in doing it. I'm not even sure about that. That wasn't what I got from the video anyway. The video was this extreme liberation argument, like it's a liberty issue, and it really isn't a liberty issue. And there's no way. It's not about women's sexual liberty. Prostitution is not women's sexual liberty. It's just crazy. It's a tiny, 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 minute percentage of the female population that has any ambition to be a fucking prostitute.
Absolutely.
What my problem with you now, Gary, is that you're absolutely you're simply taking the video for what it's not. We were never Hollywooding the prostitution or the sex industry because we didn't only talk about prostitution. We simply argued their arguments, their arguments about, people, the society being badly influenced by prostitution, that, people watching porn will go home and beat up their wives and, make all these kind of perverted things to them.
Read the comments on your video again, and you'll see the real-world interpretation. See, the real-world interpretation of the video can be revealed by reading the comments on the video. Okay, I don't know what your intent. I can't judge the video based on your intent. I can only base it on what it appeared to be. Okay, when I watched it, what my visceral reaction was, and then what my thoughtful. And like I said, my visceral reaction was ugh, and then the more I thought about it, it made me more and more angry. I don't even want to think about it because it was that fucking bad. It was a shitty fucking video. If your message was that narrow and that specific, then you did a crappy, lousy job of it. No one even knows who these stupid fringe feminists are, which makes the whole video even more ludicrous. Those fringe feminists are talking to like 6 people. You're talking to thousands of people. Do you think they know who the fuck you're talking to? No.
What is the message of the video? Didn't I say, weren't those, I didn't say this, somebody else said, that, if you militate for women's rights, you shouldn't oppose the legalization of prostitution. Instead, you should militate for better working conditions and legal protection for the woman. This is what we said. We didn't say it's Hollywood. How the fuck
Sorry, I'm sorry. Your video said a lot of things, and I'm just saying there was 3 or 4 specific people in the video who were doing, a healthy addict, it's the oldest profession kind of bullshit argument. Like that's a justification. It's the oldest vice of mankind. We gotta just celebrate it, right? We can't find anything wrong with it. Just celebrate it, damn it. I mean, it was a lame argument. There was some lame arguments in the fucking video. I'm sorry. That was my impression. And again, I go back to if you were arguing with these narrow-focused feminists, well, you usually quote the crazy Muslims when you do an anti-Muslim video. Sometimes you even play their video and then respond to it. So maybe that's what this video needed, was a piece of the counter-argument, this horrible, oppressive force that you're fighting, okay? Because it didn't sound like I said, it would be very hard for the casual viewer of your video to understand who the fuck you were talking to, I think. But Lefty, did you have something?
You know what would have happened if I actually presented a clip from the video? You would have fucking Ujama Flipper all up my ass and, oh my god, you are attacking Nuke! This is what would have happened.
Well, I'm just saying, I have a preference for a contextual argument.
Well, there are only 4 people, like you said. No, it's you and another 3.
Yeah, okay, so I mean, I just find it interesting that it's always me that gets gone after when I'm the least moralistic one.
Well, you're in the room.
But you're the biggest mouth, okay? Look, no, you have the biggest mouth. Let's concede that, okay? You're the most obnoxious, you have the biggest mouth, so yeah, you're going to get the most of the heat, okay? So you're going to have to accept that role, all right? But I mean, Antique Lens is getting her share lately.
I did have something to say.
Okay. Your turn.
Well, what pissed me off about it was that, who has their mic open? Oh, is that you, Gary? Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, just weird. Okay, yeah. What I found most obnoxious about it was that people who, from what I can gather, are not activists in their real life are telling actual real activists what they should do for women. I do a lot of work for women. You don't know what my life is like or what I do for women. And all I see from these other women are just like, you bitches need to do this. It was petty bullshit. Yeah, we all have an opinion here. It's just such fucking crap. Until you're out there every fucking day helping women who've been raped who are prostitutes, and you see the bullshit that they have to go through every day, and you have to deal with this on a daily basis, don't fucking come to us and tell us that we have the fucking problem here, and we need to do what you think we need to do. It's just such bullshit. I don't see any of you being activists. You're not activists. You're just fucking talking heads on YouTube. We're actually activists.
Well, whatever.
This actually matters
now you just
being a talking head on YouTube is a form of pragmatism, so.
Yeah, let's not get into this kind of
Please
argument like
don't
who.
hex. I want to answer to this. I want to answer to this because, you know, being an activist doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing a really great job to the community. Because I bet that, you know, some Christian missionaries are saying that they are activists. And you don't know nothing about me, okay? My mother was in a shelter for 2 years after she had my brother, okay? You know nothing about me.